The Spirit is an amazing tool. Rely on God. Do your own work and ask Him, is this right? He will reveal the truth. We're living in a time right now where if you're paying attention at all, there's something inside of you that says there's something wrong. Something's not right. That's the alarm bell going off. The Lord gave us these rights. He asks us to protect them, to guard them. He installed an alarm bell. As your rights are being taken, that's what your gut is telling you now. It is a gift, and don't dismiss it. I've been reading a lot about the first evangelist in America, George Whitefield. George Whitefield was an amazing man. George Whitefield went out in the fields and plowed them, planted seeds, and out of those seeds came the American Revolution. He was an amazing man. He spoke his mind while people threw rocks at him. Have no fear. Courage. Speak the truth. He reminds me a lot of the stories of Moses. Moses was one of his favorite stories to tell, examples to give. As I went back into my scriptures and I was reading the Moses story last week, I couldn't help but think how I wouldn't have said those things to the Lord, especially when He gave me the staff. At one point I said in an interview that I believe I am the Lord's most impertinent child. It was actually related in the press by this reporter as Glenn Beck says he believes he's one of God's most important children. There is a difference, but usually the media doesn't notice those small things. I have a different relationship with the Lord. Sometimes He just tolerates me. I think if I would have been standing there and I would have said exactly what Moses said, who am I? Who am I to say these things? Why would they ever believe me? And that's when the Lord said, take this. I would have responded, a stick? You give me a stick? It wasn't just a stick. It was a symbol of faith. First, it changed into a snake. Great. But as Moses understood, as Moses grew, that stick parted the waters. The Lord gives us all our own stick. He gives us every tool we need. And while we as humans may look at it and say, what am I going to do with a stick? He knows. Trust in Him. The easy stuff is the answer. Right now, you've got the greatest minds all over the world trying to figure out what to do. Turn to God and live. I think of the advice that I could possibly give to you. And first among them is that, turn to God and live. You have all that you need. You are powerful. There is a reason for you being here. Find it. Life is only what you make of it. Nothing more, nothing less. You will be a slave, or you will pick up your stick and chart a new course. It is only for you to find the truth of who you are. Moses saw God as a bush and a fire that burned, that did not consume. That's important to understand. God is the truth, and it will set fires. It's not anger, but the truth will consume everything that is not true. It will turn things upside down. But his promise to each of us is to stand in that fire, to stand in that truth, and it will not consume us. The world is full of lies. You can have it all. Character doesn't matter. Money, fame will make you happy. All of those things in your lifetime, all of those things in the short days ahead will be consumed. But stand in the blaze and recognize what time it is and who you are. A scripture that changed my life was Ezekiel 33. I don't want to be the man who brings the news. There are many things that I say that I do not want to say. But each of us, as we come to the understanding of what time it is, we have a responsibility. For the blood of everyone who could have heard our voice will be on our hands. You are a watchman on the tower. We all are. We must stand and use the Lord as our shield. Root ourselves in the gospel. Put our feet in the gospel of peace, but be unmovable. Stand for liberty. I have no idea what God's will is for this great country of ours. I have no idea what comes next. I have no idea why his finger has been on the back of Columbus. It was his breath that opened up those sails and pushed those ships here. It is God's finger that pushed Columbus back when he became arrogant. It was God that spoke to the pilgrims. They didn't want to come here. They were going to New Guinea. The last place they wanted to come was here. They got on their knees. If you read their diaries, you see that God spoke to them and said, "Be a good and righteous people. Stand with me and I will protect you, for this land will be special." It is God's finger that wrote the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. This is God's country. These are God's rights. I have no idea what he wants us to do with them other than protect them and stand with him. You will find in your life that you can do it the hard way or you can do it the easy way. That's, I think, what God said to me most of my life. We can do this the hard way, we can take you downtown, or we can do it the easy way. Most of my life, I did it the hard way. I testify to you, do not do it the hard way. Also, don't ever pray for humility, because that one he'll pass out in spades. That one he can be in the middle of a conversation with someone else and hang on just a second, somebody's asking for humility. He will humble you. Remain humble. And please, don't underestimate